Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Every now and then I get to fix other people's mistakes. That's what this reel is. And this reel is a Shimano. It's the Magnumlite GTX Plus. And the fellow brought it into my shop the other day and said, every time I go for the easy cast, I wind up 180 degrees away from where it is. And of course, the first thing I said was, well, who was working on the reel? And he admitted he was working on the reel. And I said, that's great. I do congratulate him for doing that. But I want to show you where he went wrong. And I'll show you how to take this reel apart and point out the service pieces if you're doing it yourself. So simple fix here, but nothing to be ashamed about. So you start by taking off the exterior pieces, and as I do, I want to thank our first responders and essential personnel, everybody who is our local hometown hero, working hard to keep us safe during the pandemic. All uniformed services, all medical staffs, all delivery, transit, postal, everybody. Thank you for what it is that you're doing. It truly is appreciated. All right, you're going to take the 3 screws out of the side plate once you take the handle off. And it's a good time to tell you if you aren't working on a reel, take pictures. And this was probably one of the places where a picture may have helped. But if that's after the fact, well, I guess you're watching my video. But take pictures when you open it up. Take pictures of the side screw orientations and so on. Now I've been putting these side plate screws into a parts tray, and I want to make sure that all of those pieces, the screws that came out, were all the same length. I just did one the other day where it wasn't the case. So you want to pay attention to that. All right, the side plate cover comes off next. You don't have to take the fight and drag off or anything. And all we're showing you right now is how to fix this issue. But also we're showing you, if you want to service this reel, the next thing you would do is you would take the little collar off here that holds the axle shaft in place. It's a little U-clipped kind of thing. There's a dual clip on there. Don't lose the screw that just got stuck to the screwdriver. Now you can remove your axle shaft and your spool. I did notice that this spool was stuck in here, so it was hard to get the axle shaft off, so I'm just leaving it. I noticed there's a lot of rust on this reel. But he told me he had it apart, and he did the work on it in terms of lubing it. So next out, you can take your main gear. Your main gear has a little bushing that kind of came behind it. That bushing goes into the cavity in the back there. You'll also notice that there is a oscillation gear, and there's a crosswind block stuck to it, but he's got that all greased up, and that's fine. Just leave that off to the side. Now you want to remove your rotor to get at the issue. Now remember, the issue here is, well, when it goes to anti-reverse, you don't have the easy trip. The easy trip belongs over here. Right? So you want to take off the tie down that's holding the rotor nut on. That rotor nut, I believe, is a 12 millimeter nut. I'll take that collar off. I'm going to leave these right on my bench because we're not going far with them. And I do have a 12 millimeter socket here. This is a Mitchell tool, but it's a 12 millimeter socket. You can use a flat or an open box end wrench here, only because it's got a low lip, but if you have a deep lip, a deep socket is going to help. All right, here's how this thing works. You have a little tag end of this collar right here, and when it goes into anti-reverse mode, it bumps up against this side wing stud. That's where it is. You want to set it there, and then you want to get the orientation right. There's only one slot that this is going to sit in. There's 2 studs raised on that collar, and the problem with this is that it was set the wrong way. So you want to line those up with the collar, put that back on, and you've solved your problem. It's just like that, real easy. So if you like seeing videos like this that try and detail how to take a reel apart, how to service it, and how to put it back together again, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe to my channel, please take the time to hit the notification button. when you hit that notification button, you will see all of the videos that I post. So what I just did here, I just put the oscillation gear over the stud, and I put the crosswind block behind that. Next thing then, and again, this has all been lubed up, so you don't need to do anything but lube your pinion gear. When you had the rotor off, you can remove that. There's a bearing underneath there. You can take that bearing aside and oil that up as well. Then you want to reinstall the main gear. Then you can come down and put your axle shaft in. Now notice the two slots on the axle shaft here. Those two slots are what's going to embed the little tie down collar. It's going to go like that. Actually, the other way. But it's going to go like that, and it's going to hold the axle shaft to the crosswind block. So when you put this in now, you need to align this axle shaft with each side of the crosswind block here. So we'll do that now. It's sliding a little bit, so we're just going to help it along here with the... There we go. And when you do it, make sure it seats all the way down. Then look for those two slots. Again, you need a slot on each side. And then the high side of this clamp goes up. And push it in so that you can feel it seat. Once it seats, you can push it down and get that little tie down. And I said the magic words, tie down, and I'm looking on my desk here, and I'm missing the tie down for the rotor up top. So let's just reverse that. We'll show you how to do this again after we put the tie down in. Here's your tie down. That's going to keep the top nut from spinning. And you need to align that, so in this case I just need to back it off just a little bit there. That's plenty. Now we can put the screw that holds that in, and we'll go back and do the other piece, and then we'll give it a test. So these reels are very popular. This one has the thing called the fighting drag. I kind of like it. I think the reel's probably been around since the 80s, and I don't even know if you can buy them today, although a lot of the FX series and that you can certainly buy. All right, so we're going to do this again. But the fighting drag enables you to increase your drag potential or decrease it while you're fighting a fish without playing around with the adjustment knob on the bottom. It enables you with this swing arm to move it over and increase tension or decrease tension depending on which way you want to go with that drag adjustment. And to do it with your hand while you have your other hand on the pole fighting the fish. So I think that's a nice innovation that came along with these reels. I know a lot of people that fish with these reels that enjoy that feature, and it's one that you can give a lot of congrats to in terms of the designer over at Shimano. All right, that's ready to get closed up. The bushing's on the other side. Again, I didn't take any time to clean or anything. I just told this fellow I would get it back the way it belongs, and I would do a video so others can see where the mistake was made and how to go correct that. So the mistake was made because there's a stop on that little eccentric cam. The stop needs to be set against the resting post so that you know you are at the anti-reverse part of the reel. And then you need to align the tags on that eccentric cam with the slots underneath the rotor. And then you're good to go, or so we think. Put the handle back on. Now I was told this reel is a favorite of his. He didn't want to throw it away, but he couldn't quite figure out what he did wrong. He thought he did something beyond repair, broke something, and that's why he was stopping over there. And you just need to pay attention. So if you have questions on a reel like that question, or if you have any questions in general about a reel, it doesn't have to be about the reel in this video. If you leave them in the comments section, I do try to respond to them and answer the questions I know. Let's give it a twirl. And more importantly, let's turn this back. Let's put the anti-reverse on. There you go, and here we are. We're at the fighting drag position. That fighting drag allows you to snap cast and open it, and then when you go to turn your reel, you close it. So here we are. So that was it. It was as simple as aligning the slots and then making sure that that cam was in the proper position, And with that, we've now restored the function to the reel, and we've got that reel out there fishing again, having a second chance. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video. If you want to see more, again, please subscribe. If you're a first responder, thank you for everything it is that you do. To all, please stay safe, stay well, stay watching, and have a great day.